I have no idea what we're doing here.
Okay. You and Anthony are going to debate because this is your guys' universal vote. So you both have to decide together on where to put stuff on the tier list. Does that make sense?
And I can do that. I can run this. Hey guys, Anthony with the Rag Company.
Hey, I'm Levi.
And we are forced to make a detailing tier list video by our media team.
I don't even know what a tier list is.
I know you don't, and that's what makes this so exciting. So we're gonna be going through top detailing products, tools, and other accessories, and essentially judging them on this tier list.
So I can judge really well. How do we rank? What's the ranking? Is it like good, better, best?
S tier, apparently it's the best. A tier, almost the best. B tier, I guess pretty decent. C is like, it's whatever. And D is the worst. Anyway, we're gonna attempt to get through these detailing products, tools, and judge them to the best of our abilities. And if you want to build this list for yourself, we're gonna include a link down in the description to where you can build your own detailing tier list. Levi, are you ready to get started?
Yeah, but why would they we're making one already. Why do they need one?
Because people have opinions. So jumping into this. The first thing we have on our list, actually I don't even know where to begin. Okay, we'll go with something pretty easy. Yeti bucket.
Well, that's like an A. It's like the best. Oh wait, that would be an S.
So S, I would agree that the Yeti buckets, it's up there.
It's a good bucket.
It's a good bucket.
It's got soft foam on the bottom.
I'm gonna say an A tier.
So that means the best. S is the super best.
There's room for improvement, right?
True.
Right?
It could fix a couple things, so I guess you're right. We'll go with
Okay, we're gonna go with A. Drag that into there. Bam. All right, Yeti bucket in.
Hey, we're moving. We're doing it.
Next on our list here, this will be a good one. We have, looks like just a foam cannon. Just not
a standard foam cannon.
Standard foam cannon. That's a picture of an MTM. I think that the pictures here aren't representative of like the individual things, but more or less
the general scope of what it does.
The general scope of everything. So maybe that Yeti bucket was just supposed to be a bucket, but...
Well, it's a Yeti bucket, so it's already a better bucket than a bucket.
Well, let's just say f it to the bucket, right? So, foam cannon.
Okay. So I've always said, you know...
People's personalities are based around foam cannons.
They are, yeah.
It's not needed.
It's not needed. You don't have to wash a car with foam.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, it puts on a show, makes the yard smell good.
I'm leaning towards an A.
I'd almost go a B.
You're going B. Can we meet in the middle and go C?
That goes lower though.
Here's the thing. I'll meet you at B because I agree, while it is a nice pleasantry to have.
Yeah, not everybody needs it.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
It's like a ladder. You got to climb the ladder.
Yep, I agree.
You know?
Okay, I don't even know what the heck that thing is.
Looks like a pressure washer.
Okay.
Which again, a thing you're gonna need with that foam cannon. So right off the bat, you can't use the foam cannon if you don't have a pressure washer.
That's true. So would you say the pressure washer would be higher in the scale because it is needed more than?
I would say yes, because I spent my better part of the first 20 years of detailing not using a foam cannon. Just using a pressure washer.
Yeah. What kind of pressure washer was it?
It was a Landa Hawk.
Landa Hawk, heated, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was nice.
Diesel powered. So most pressure washers nowadays are electric. Electric pressure washers are pretty dang good.
This looks like a gas powered one.
Dude, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna say pressure washer in general.
Okay.
A tier.
Yeah, an A tier.
Okay, we're gonna go A tier for that. All right, so here we have on the list next. Okay, let's try something a little different. Is that a shot? Oh, it's steamer.
Oh.
What do we do with a steamer?
I love a steamer. I feel like I can't get anything done without a steamer. There's so many uses.
I love a good steam session as well. And you can do a lot with steam. I mean, arguably actually, I don't really say more, but about the same as a pressure washer.
Yeah,
right?
Especially with the right amount of...
Interior, exterior, everything.
Yeah, and especially with the right amount of pressure.
Yeah.
Some of them are higher pressure, some put out a little more.
We do like those McCulloch 1275s, don't we?
They're our favorite pressure, or our favorite steamer.
It's a great, affordable, it's fun to use. A.
I'm almost at an S.
You almost said S?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty nice, dude.
S for steamer.
Okay, I'm gonna go S on that as well. And the reason being is that there's been a lot of situations where I haven't had my steamer readily available that I said, wow, I wish I had my steamer for that.
Yeah, or times that I've run out of water and gone, oh, I've got to go to the store and get more distilled water. And I'm frustrated because I now have to wait. And it frustrates me because I love using my steamer so much.
All right, okay, so we have our first S tier, right?
All right,
for
like
steam.
this.
Okay, this is kind of an oddball one.
Flooring.
Looks like flooring, garage flooring. Not Swiss track specific, not, rib track, whatever the heck. Oh, there's a many different race deck.
Yeah.
All different names. What do you think of the flooring?
It's overpriced and overhyped.
I would agree. And you have
nice,
issues
but
with
there's no
mold, which we've seen firsthand here in the studio, right? A bunch of crap grows
You
underneath
gotta
there.
basically tear it back out and
Yeah.
clean your floor and then reassemble it all. And for me, that price,
What
I
I
don't really
don't
want to
like
do it.
too is that if I'm working on my car, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say I got jack stands or whatever it is, those floors, they will get dented, right?
Yeah.
And that little piece, that little square, I go, well, that's like $6.
Yeah, and you can't really comfortably lay on them.
No. Have you ever walked on barefoot? Horrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
So I'm gonna also say overhyped and overpriced. Looks good.
Oh, it looks great. Undeniably.
Looks good.
Looks great.
I think I'm gonna go C on that.
I agree with you.
Okay, we'll go C on that one. Drill brush.
I've never been a big drill brush kind of guy.
I wasn't a drill brush guy. I made a whole video with me confessing that I basically said the drill brush was like the worst thing. And then I kind of fell in love with it.
Yes, I watched that video and it did bring a tear to my eye, and I
Yeah.
could see that you had fallen in love with it. But my heart's still cold to it.
I gave it a second chance is what I
Yeah,
did.
no, my heart's still cold. I'm not gonna be hanging out with a drill
So
brush
where
anytime
are
soon.
you at?
I'm at a C. I still don't like them.
I'm at a B. I'm at a B.
I don't mind the one we sell. You can buy that one and use it and enjoy it to your heart's content because it doesn't destroy a lot of things.
I know
However,
that.
most drill brushes do.
What do you say we go B? What do you say? I mean, what do you say?
Okay, fine. We can go B.
It's a good tool.
Ours is good.
Think
Ours is good.
I
Others
can
are not.
Decimate floor mats with that drill brush.
No, that's seriously what happens. You destroy your floor mats.
I mean like rubber floor mats, like WeatherTechs and stuff.
Yeah,
I
but
can
I've always
decimate
been
all
able
dirt.
to just scrub them with a good scrub brush.
I know.
I don't
but
have any issues.
This builds up that nice slurry,
It
that
builds
lather.
up this nice muscle right here.
Oh my
It
God.
also destroys most of these joints, but
Cartilage, yeah.
I've got some good little forearm muscles because of that.
Me too, but that's from other things. Oh my gosh, I think we're gonna go to blower in general.
Blower in general,
Okay.
I'm gonna say I like using my blower to blow out my garage
Okay.
and blow out my driveway
Okay.
and leaves in the fall.
Okay.
I don't use it to blow off my car.
All right.
I use compressed air.
Just well, we don't have that on the list here at Levi.
Well, there you go. I think if you have a blower and you don't have compressed air, a blower is a good fit to be able to get all that water out.
Yeah.
But some blowers are really heavy. Some blowers are corded. Some blowers are a little smaller and they don't have enough air power.
Yeah.
So a blower in general, I think you need it to blow it out.
I'm a big blower fan, dude. I love blowing.
Yeah, I know you do.
Dude,
I'm gonna say for a B on a blower. Not a
Okay.
big blower guy.
Okay.
I use compressed air. So in general, if it's just saying blowing air, then that has to be an A.
But the blower is a part of my routine. So when you give it
it's not
when
in
you
me.
give it a B, right?
Yeah.
I take that personally.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
I take it personally because that's what I do for every one of my washes.
You blow everything.
Blow it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, okay, I want to say A, you want to say B.
I would say there's more people using blowers than not.
Okay.
So I would say an A.
Okay.
As they get better, then they do like me and they get compressed air.
All right, water blade. I think that's what that is.
So I used the water blade for a good 20 years. It was a wonderful tool. It's great for drying off vehicles and great at adding a ton of marring to the vehicle.
Yes, significant amount.
Now, most of the cars that I did this on, I was actually correcting, so it didn't matter. You take the heavy amount of water off and then you follow it up with a Shammy. But that was the epitome of drying back then. That was how it worked. You had to get the water off the car, and the silicone water blade was the easiest, fastest, safest way to get the heavy water off the vehicle.
So where are you at?
Well,
With all that
nowadays, I'm gonna say, please don't use those.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Don't do it.
Especially if you've paid a bunch of money to somebody to correct and finish your car.
Yeah.
Don't use it.
Don't use it.
It's a D.
It's a D. Okay. Next up here, we've got a paint up gauge. Useful tool.
It's a great tool.
Great tool. Not everyone needs one.
No.
Not everyone should have one. You'll go crazy.
Yeah, I'd probably say a B. Because of the fact
Yeah.
that like I went most of my career not using a paint thickness gauge,
Yeah.
and the other half using it. And I will say that I can probably count on two hands the times I've needed a paint thickness gauge that wasn't in a training class showing people how to use it.
Next up here, we've got, looks like these are, I don't know. Oh, that's a chamois.
I used Shammys for years. They're great. They're an amazing product. You could use them for anything. You could dry off cars, you could dry off your dog, you could if you made a spill. And then the best part, you could throw them on the concrete and pressure wash them off, and then flip them over and wash the other side, and then dunk them in a bucket of water and wring them out, and then go dry a car. That was amazing. You could dry a car that was covered in dirt, and people still do to this day. They'll just rinse a car and hit it with a chamois and have no problems with it. However, it is a scratch machine. It will scratch the ever-living snot out of your car, especially if you don't take care of them. So, I'm gonna say a D.
I'm gonna say D as well. And really, it's just things have been improved, and there's still people that just don't know that there's been advancements in microfiber, so people are still using chamois. I just think they don't know.
Yeah.
It's all good. All right, next up here we've got, this looks like just a stack of like microfiber Terry style towels. What we had to be corrected by our media team back here as low grade microfiber towels.
Ah, big box store towels.
So basically what they're asking for is 3 Ds in a row, right?
Ah, that's what they like. All right.
So big box microfiber towels. They may not be the worst thing you've ever used, but they may also be one of your first impressions you ever have as using microfiber. And because of that, that may be your impression of microfiber forever.
Correct, and they are getting better. Companies Harbor Freight are bringing in 80-20 blended microfiber.
Pretty good. Compared to the old 90-10 that they had.
Yeah, 90-10 or 92-8 even, or 95-5.
Yeah.
Like you can still go pick up at Walmart and Home Depot, you can pick up some high polyester blended towels. Those types of towels aren't going to be able to absorb, and it's scientifically accurate because the more polyester in a towel, the less absorbent it is. So you're gonna have to find at least an 80-20 blend, and you can find that by looking on the back of the bags. If you want to get into a lower quality microfiber, they can work and they are great. Everybody has used the Kirkland Signature towels for years and had great success with them. So 80-20 towels are always going to be your best bet, and you always need to make sure that you're checking those blends.
And here's the thing, I'm not going to give it a D.
I'm not going to give it a D. I'm going to say it's probably a B. It's something better than nothing.
I was going to go for C, right? Because it's still microfiber.
I'm going to say it's a B.
B?
It's something that it's a tool, just like the foam cannon.
Okay.
It works. A lot of people use it, but do you need it in your job? Not really.
Low quality microfiber towels?
Low quality microfiber towels, you don't really need them, but if you're using them, you're already far more advanced than anybody else that's not using them.
You're doing better off than the chamois user.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, carpet extractor.
I've used a carpet extractor for years.
They're wonderful, they're great.
27 years.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're great, especially when you have a good one. It's insane.
Yeah, and especially if you pair it with a hot water. I had one that was an inline hot water that was amazing.
You just suck the muck out.
It's great, especially on really filthy, really hammered carpet. You can really get some stuff clean. The problem though is the amount of water that you leave behind. It doesn't fully suck up
you're putting out a lot of water.
Yeah, so it can leave carpets really wet. It can leave interiors. It has the potential to create mold because the detailer doesn't tell the customer or doesn't dry it properly. So as long as you're drying cars properly and you're trying to get as much of that liquid out of the carpet as possible and you're drying it before you give it back to the customer, man, I say it's a B because of the fact that it's awesome, but you don't have to use it. There are new methods. Chemicals are better. Air tools are better. There's a ton of stuff that is out that makes it so that you can actually dry clean carpets.
Yeah.
So you're not damaging the fibers. You're not oversaturating. I still recommend at least, maybe once in the life of the car to at least have a deep clean shampoo, but not every year. So that's why I'd put it in the B column, because a steamer you can use and still have great success with less water.
Okay. Scan grip or detailing lighting.
Okay, detailing lighting.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's an S class.
Well, scan grips, yes, would be an S, but I will say that there are most people who still to this day do not use light to detail. They use a normal overhead light.
I know.
And so I would put them in the fact that they still have to learn to get to that light source and follow that light source. when they're doing their paint corrections or even interior cleanings.
I just know that when I started using good detailing lighting, right? Scan grab headlamps, scan grab a standing lamp, or just better lighting in general for detailing, I improved tenfold.
Because you could see. You can actually see what you're missing, what you're...
Well, I did a job just, a couple weeks ago, right? With Jimmy actually behind the camera here. We went to a shop. Lighting was horrible, right? Horrible. We had our scan grip lights on. That was pretty much our only light source outside of like 2 overhead lights, right? Being in that shop with almost no lighting, I was like, my confidence wasn't there as much. So I personally think that having good lighting and or detailing lighting is up there at the top.
And I'll say that a detail light is usually the first thing people get into and learn about light and proper light. And that is like the gateway drug to something like where we're in right now, where all of a sudden you can see every single thing on it once you start learning how to use light. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be an S.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a necessity.
It is a necessity, you have to have it. All right, next up here we have, it looks like a Sierra Spotless, like a deionizing water machine. Deionizer. What do you think?
I'm gonna say it's an A.
I'm also gonna say it's an A.
Because again, it's something you don't always need, but it is the next step up.
What's the next step up? But it's also like pairing it with the pressure washer, right?
Yeah.
You have like, if there was a combo picture here that had the pressure washer and the DI water like together, I'm like S-class. So yeah, I think the combination of that would be essentially an S-class if it was combined, but they're 2 separate things. So.
Yeah, but it is a step up. It's the next upgrade.
It is.
You know, if you're washing cars and you're a bucket hose kind of person and you've just bought a pressure washer,
that's one.
And now you're starting to pressure wash, that's the next logical step, is to go to a spot-free system.
Well, it's like the stress level is like, if it was up here, if you have hard water, it's down here now. Right? You could be rinsing the car, doing something in the car, walk away, and not have any stress.
Yeah.
It's amazing, especially if you have a busy life. So I'm gonna go ahead and say A tier here. And next up here, we have what looks like an ozone machine.
Yeah,
ozone
seems
machine.
like that. That's gonna go in the B category. An ozone machine is great to have when you need it, but it's not always needed in most situations because it's really only for really bad cars. So if you've got a car that just needs cleaned, just cleaning it usually refreshes the scent. Changing the in-cabin filter helps do that. There's air fresheners. Most people are big on air fresheners, so they put that in their car. But there are times where you get that smell. Maybe you've got a milk stain, or you've got a previous smoker's car that you've bought, and you really don't appreciate the scents, and you've already cleaned it, and you've already done everything you can. The ozone machine is the next step to remove all of those stains, all those bad smells.
Agreed. Yeah, I'll say it's a B because, again, B seems to be like the nice to have. Like if you have it, that's pretty nice, but it's not like that. Bam, like that. Okay, you're doing it. You're doing all the things, and it's not as. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably say B. We'll go B here. So next up here we have looks like epoxy flooring.
I am not a big fan of epoxy flooring either.
So what do you like? If you don't like garage
just
tile
concrete
flooring,
stain.
Okay, just pure concrete.
Yeah, or a stain on top of the concrete.
All right.
Because of the fact that concrete is there to get spilled on, to get stained, to get burned, to get used.
It doesn't have to be.
Epoxy, however, once you put it on your concrete, starts to flake, starts to break, starts to get damaged. You put a certain chemical on there, maybe too much brake cleaner when you're doing your brake job, it starts to deteriorate it. I don't want to follow and chase that perfection, but that's me.
Yeah.
I like things when they patina. I like the way they look because it shows that they've been used, and I like the way that looks. So in my garage, I have that stock concrete. I moved in, and I already had staining already all over my concrete.
Yeah, oh great, wonderful. Looks
but
good.
I started looking, I go, well, that's part of the soul of the house.
Okay.
They had a Mustang in there that they were restoring. They ran a business out of that garage. There was a lot of things that they were doing in that garage. So I feel good coming into that garage and not just covering up its past.
That's extremely hurtful.
Right?
I'm the complete opposite. I hate that. I hate all of the staining of the concrete. I don't want any of that. I want that garage floor to be so clean that you can eat off of it. I want it to look like you can eat off of it.
My floor is just as clean. You can eat off my floor too.
No, there's an oil stain there. It's unpure. So I would say that, yeah, I pretty much hate everything that you described, even though it was as heartfelt as it was. So I'm gonna say epoxy flooring, even though I don't have it, I would like it. I really do like epoxy flooring, especially when it's done right. Basically, here's where I'm at. When it's done right, when it's a pro job and you know it's gonna last and it's got good grip to it, it's got a good look to it, I'm at an A, right?
Yeah.
If it is usually a DIY job of like
Like you and your dad did it on a weekend.
on a floor you didn't prep properly,
Yeah.
it's like a D, right? So I'm between an A and a D.
I say we put it in the B.
Okay, we got a lot of
Because
B's.
it's not needed, but it does look nice.
It does look nice. High quality microfiber.
Premium microfiber.
Premium 70/30 ultra plush microfiber.
It's an S. You can never go wrong with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
basically, if we continue to talk about how great premium microfiber is, this is going to seem like an ad. So we're just going to rate it and then move on.
There you go.
It's an S. That is a sponge, but it's specifically our ultra black sponge. So I would assume it's different than a normal sponge.
Yeah, and I would say because it's different than it's not just a car wash sponge.
Yeah,
It was just a basic.
It's a rinseless sponge.
Yeah, but if it was just a basic sponge, I would put it in the D column. But because it's an ultra black sponge, it's the consistency of the foam, quality of the foam,
the cuts,
the design, all of
and
that.
the compatibility with rinseless and soap washes.
Yep, it's a great product, and I would put it probably in the A or S.
I'm gonna go A because I think that while it is a fantastic tool, if our cyclone, our cyclone wash mitt or wash pads were in here, those would be an S for me because I need them, I love them, right? The sponge, yeah, I don't know.
See, I use the sponge at home, and I
Yeah.
like it, and I use it with soap, and I use it with rinseless.
I only use it with
So
rinseless.
that's my style.
Yeah, okay. Well, so we'll go with A. Last but not least here, ooh, an old friend. We've got the California duster.
That goes in the trash. I mean, D.
We're just gonna just drop that right there, just like that.
If you're using them and you've been using them for years and you find that they're great, I'm not gonna change your mind. You're gonna love them. You're gonna keep using them, and you'll buy yourself a new one every 15 years.
Yep.
But if you're new to this and you've seen them and you're like, that's a great idea, I'm gonna tell you don't. Learn how to use rinseless. Learn how to use a waterless car wash setup.
Premium towels.
Nice towels, and just even a quick detailer is gonna do much, much better on the surface of the vehicle. It's gonna protect your finish compared to this Scratch-O-Matic.
Yeah, again, yeah, it's gonna be a D. So I think that's pretty much all that we have left. So Levi.
So that was it? That's just a tier?
Yeah, what'd you think? You did it.
I can do these all day.
You can do these all day?
Give me some new stuff. Jimmy, make me some new topics, and I'll make tier lists all day long.
Yeah, pretty good time, right?
We can make one on tacos. Let's have some more fun.
Yeah, this has been a good time. So anyways, guys, hopefully you learned, maybe you learned something, or maybe just were interested to see what our opinions were. S tier, yeah, hands down. Steamer, good detailing lighting, premium microfiber. A tier is gonna be a nice, good bucket. Pressure washer, you're gonna have an ego blower, some type of blower there for blowing off water. DI system, deionizing. And then you're gonna have a decent quality ultra black sponge, something that's gonna be good for rinseless and soap. And then our B's are really just the nice to haves, right? The foam can is nice to have, drill brush is nice to have, paint depth gauge, nice to have, just low quality microfiber for whatever type of job, nice to have as well. And then we have an extractor, nice to have. Ozone machine, nice to have. Epoxy flooring, nice to have. C tier, honestly, the garage flooring looks great. It's just,
There's a lot better options out there.
there's a lot better options out there. And then of course D, water blade, Shammy, and California duster. There's one thing that all three of those have in common is that they are going to scratch and or leave a bunch of micro-marring, and we're not fans of that. So anyways, guys, if you like this kind of tier video and maybe want to see one down the road,
Like
and,
on 70s cars.
not 70s cars, maybe chicken wings though. If you want to see more of these, please, as usual, make sure to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more, and stay tuned for more videos right here at The Rag Company.